Tonight we are dining at Jaleo here at Disney Springs, and this is our very first time here. It's been open for a few months now. We are super excited to try this. This is actually Spanish cuisine, and it's mostly served tapas style. So basically a bunch of small plates that you can order and share amongst your whole table. And one of their specialties is their paellas, which they cook over wood fires. So we're definitely gonna have to try one of those, and we're excited to share all kinds of Spanish cuisine.
All right, so from among the many things that we're going to try tonight, the first is a 36 to 48-month cured ham from the legendary free-range acorn-fed, black-footed Iberico pigs of Spain, hand-carved at the table. It looks amazing. Probably one of the coolest things is that they do hand-carve it right here at the table. They bring it out on this leg holder. I don't really know how else to describe it, other than it literally holds the leg. And then the person in charge of carving it does it perfectly. Like, they carve it into these perfectly same thickness slices, and then they lay it circular out on your plate, and then they sprinkle some. They're basically like these little teeny tiny breadsticks that you can kind of roll it up with and eat them. For me personally, not something that I enjoy. I'm just not a huge fan of cured meats. I don't know why. The only cured meat that I really like to eat is pepperoni. Maybe a little bit of salami here and there, throw it in a stromboli, but that's what I'm about. But I mean, I think for everybody else here at the table, they loved it. It was good.
So from the vegetable section, we got the sauteed spinach with pine nuts, raisins, and apples. And it was actually really good. We were like trying to decide what we were gonna get to eat, and I said, well, I could care less if we get any kind of vegetable. And I'm actually glad that we got this spinach dish because it was amazing. It was cooked really well. It wasn't like wilted spinach, it was just warm spinach basically. Whatever it was sauteed with was perfection. I really don't like vegetables of any kind. I will eat them, but I don't really. I prefer other things, and that spinach was really good. I actually had a second helping of that.
Another thing that we tried were the warm Brussels sprout salad with apricots, apple, and serrano ham. Came with a mustard vinaigrette dressing, which was very good. One thing to note is that obviously it says in the app, like on the menu, that it's served warm. And I think if you're not like ready for that, it might be a little bit shocking, but this was fantastic. Super light, and it was balanced really well with that serrano ham and the apples and the apricots, just because it's sweet. And the ham is kind of a little bit salty, kind of savory, and it was nice. It was balanced really well. This was something that, like, I'm not a huge fan of Brussels sprouts at all. I eat all kinds of vegetables, but Brussels sprouts I don't like. This salad, I could have had the entire thing for myself and probably eaten another one.
So since this is a Spanish restaurant, we wanted to get some more ham, and we actually got the pressed sandwich of Spanish hams and manchego cheese. Probably one of the best ham and cheese sandwiches I have ever had. It was toasted on a nice, like, thin piece of bread, and it was a pressed, almost panini-like sandwich, and the ham and manchego cheese in there, oh my gosh. And it wasn't really like super greasy, but it was like a little bit, and it just made it taste so good. We actually ordered a second round of these sandwiches because they were amazing.
The next thing that we had was the very, very famous tapa of shrimp sauteed with garlic. I think there's probably about maybe 6 or 7 shrimp served in that bowl. Very light. Shrimp were cooked nicely. They were tender, not overdone. The garlic in there that was sauteed with it was just nice. It wasn't, I don't think it was overpowering at all. I think the best part about it was that when you took those shrimp out of the bowl, you really want to try to scoop up some of what I'm guessing was probably the oil and garlic that was kind of like rendered down and cooked together. That really made it pop, and it was good.
I know we've been talking about a lot of food, but we got a lot of small plates to share because that is what this restaurant is about, is tapas style, small sharing plates. So we got the grilled flat iron steak with confit piquillo peppers. Oh my gosh. We got the steak cooked medium rare. It was so perfect and so tender, and probably the best part was not even the steak. It was those peppers that came with it. You basically just cut them with your fork and they like melted. So good. Even if you don't like peppers, you just have to try it. It was amazing. And it's actually recommended that you eat a piece of steak with the pepper like in one bite. I did try them separate as well. Together is better.
So probably the most important dish that we have got tonight is the paella. This is what they are known for here. Depending on what night that you're here, you need to ask because sometimes it is different, and it's really based on the ingredients that the chef is able to get in each day. So tonight it was a classic paella, which is served with chicken, rabbit, lima beans, green beans, and saffrons. The base, if you don't know, of the paella is a chicken stock, and they render all that down. They take the chicken stock, and then they take the gelatinous part of it too, and they kind of combine all that together, and it is absolutely phenomenal. If you don't know, they also serve an entire pan. So up front, you can actually walk by and see them cooking it. They have these ginormous pans. They're as big as this table, and it serves 8 or more people, and they will bring it out and serve it tableside to you. We did not do that. We got one plate. But I'm telling you, I might be able to come back. Here's a test. Anybody want to see this test? What if after marathon weekend, after the marathon, we come here and I eat an entire pan by myself? I'm telling you, I might be able to do it. It is so, so good. A nice blend with the chicken. A lot of people are like, ooh, rabbit, that's kind of adventurous. The thing is that the chicken and the rabbit are cooked so well together that you don't really get like this weird taste. It all, I think, blends really well together. Vegetables are cooked well. It's just, it's an amazing dish. It's light. It does not feel heavy. And if there's one thing that you're going to get here, it has got to be that.
So for my dessert, I got the house-made chocolate gelato. They actually have a few different flavors of gelato. They also have a few different flavors of sorbet. Chocolate's one of my favorites, and it was really good. Nice and chocolatey and rich and creamy. And they actually served it with a little, almost like, I want to say almost like granola, but it kind of tasted like Cinnamon Toast Crunch, crushed up and then shaped into that little, I don't even know what to call it, but it was so good. And the gelato was amazing. I haven't had gelato in a long time. It was good.
So for a dessert that we had to share, we got the chocolate custard with caramelized bread, olive oil, and brioche ice cream. Now, might sound a little adventurous, might sound a little scary, some things there you're not really used to, but basically they bring it out with the brioche ice cream and the chocolate custard, which is more like a mousse, served on the plate, and then they have the caramelized bread on top. Then they take just a little bit of olive oil and they just kind of sprinkle it around, and it's actually fantastic. The brioche ice cream is made, I guess, with brioche bread, but it comes out more with a butterscotch flavor. I don't know if they add butterscotch to that, but that's what I was getting whenever I was trying. The chocolate custard was great. What's really cool is the caramelized bread, which is they slice it really thin and then use like a simple syrup, and they kind of just slightly brush it on there, and it's kind of like a creme brulee, right? Like a type. So you just break it. It all blends really well together. It's nice. You don't really get that olive oil flavor, I don't think, at all. So, but it's a good dish. And I know people are looking at it and they're like, that doesn't sound good. Try it. I think you would really enjoy it. It's something different. I think that's what's all about coming to Disney sometimes, is like, you know, kind of go above your, go beyond your comfort level. Try something different, and you'll probably like it. So we just finished eating here at Jaleo. This is one of their newest restaurants here in Disney Springs. And I think sometimes people might be like, you always say good things about a lot of these restaurants. This restaurant is like, I don't know, there really isn't anything bad to say about it.
No, and we were talking about this the other day. Like, people always say, oh, your reviews, you're always reviewing everything that it's good. But like, we don't go out looking for bad meals. Like, we go out looking for good meals.
And there's only been a handful of times where like they have been bad, or it's been so bad that we didn't even finish the video. It didn't get published.
Yeah.
So here, this is just fantastic. The staff here was great.
Oh, they were wonderful.
I think it's awesome that you can see them cooking the food right there behind.
Yeah, I love the open kitchen.
It was phenomenal, and it's definitely going to feel adventurous.
With some of the flavors and some of the different meats that they have there, it is a little different than what you might be used to.
But I think the thing, even though whether this is owned or not owned by Disney specifically, is that if you ask for something and you really don't like it,
they're very good.
Like almost 100% of the time, they're going to be accommodating. They'll bring you something else out, or they'll recommend something that is, you know, a little safer, not so adventurous. But you know, like I was saying earlier, this is a place where you should really be able to expand your palate and try different things. And the food here was it was awesome. Like I said, I lost my magic, man. I probably would never order a Brussels sprout salad, but here we got it, we tried it, and it was phenomenal. It was fantastic.
Yeah. This is definitely a great place to come with a group of people and order a bunch of different things so you can share and try it all. Good variety.
Yeah, I don't think there's really anything else that needs to be said. It was fantastic. You should definitely come here and try it.
Yeah, the atmosphere was amazing as well.
It's good.
So let us know, have you dined at Jaleo here at Disney Springs?